So traders, I do see that, yes, we're likely to continue getting a bit of a pullback in the stock market and possibly even gold and silver as well too. But one thing I want to really share with you is that I actually, on the back of this pullback that's happening right now, boom, I see a really big slingshot move coming on the back of this pullback. And also I'm going to be covering what's happening with gold and silver, obviously mining stocks as well too. Also going to be covering things like TMF and the bond market, looking at the interest rates, some really big and key important levels that we need to be focusing on. Also, for you guys that are struggling right now, if you're in a moment right now where you're having a hard time with your trading, I'm going to walk you through a story of how I lost $250,000 in trading. I had to move in my mother and father-in-law to actually get ahead in the markets, and to move in my mother and father-in-law, and I borrowed 10 grand from my father, and I lost 5 grand, and I lost 50% of that overnight. I was about to give up and quit. And I want to share with you how I actually got over that hurdle. And some of you guys may be there right now. And I want to share that story with you at the end of this. But the first part of this here is going to be technical analysis, market update. And then I want to share that story with you because hopefully that's going to motivate some of you guys. If you are going through a bit of a hard time right now in the markets, I understand. I feel for you. I felt the same way. And some things that have actually really helped me out. So let's get straight into it, guys. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, so let's get straight into today's market update today. Let's get focused. Let's get ready because guess what, guys? It's important that we're focused and it's important that we're ready because there's going to be some amazing opportunities that are coming across these markets, even on individual stocks, right? So really be focused, be clear about what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for, first thing in the description, I'll give you a free trading course. You can get access to that course. And so I just realized my thing. There you go. How about that for your editing? I just realized that. Anyway, there you go. Professional editing at your finest. Anyway, so let's have a look at one thing I want to share with you is I want to share with you probably the big picture analysis here, okay? And so what's happening here with the Dow Jones? The Dow Jones is starting to get a bit of a drop here. Now, why is this happening, okay? Let's actually reverse engineer why. This is not a surprise that this pullback right now or this drop in the markets is happening, right? Especially on the Dow Jones. Why? Because once again, let's look at fundamentals of how actual markets work. And so we're not surprised, like, oh, of course the market's going to go down because how do markets actually work, right? And it's really, really simple. How do? They go for a move for a while, as you know, and then you get a bit of a pullback, right? Or a bit of a drop, and then you go for a pullback, and then you might go a bit of a sideways periphery, and then you might get a bit and I can't even talk right now, right? So, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing is like, that's how markets work. So the purpose of me bringing that up again for you guys is because we just got to understand, okay, well, right now we've had a very big move to the upside for a long time. We're probably going to start to see some sort of a pullback a pullback is just a pullback against the trend, right? If the trend's strung up, we get a pullback and then we continue the trend and then we get a pullback, right? Or a correction. So not a crash, not a complete crash. In fact, I believe this is just a correction, short-term correction, 5 to 10% before we see a slingshot move, okay? So let's check this out here. So we can see here that these points through here are just a normal rhythm of how markets work. That's why, for you guys that have been following me, that's the reason why I got out of gold, right? Because gold was a trading opportunity. Now, some of you guys are mixing it up big time when it comes to investments. Right? Investments is, I'm not trying to time the markets, right? Investing in gold and silver in the mining sector is not waiting for patterns to appear using precise entry points and then using precise exit points. That's what I utilize that strategy to make money this year. But for an investment, we're not using pattern recognition, right? We're just looking at where's it likely to be, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. I always call it a 20-30 view. You get into the market and you let it go. You're not trying to time the markets. So for example, right now, gold, for me, if you're an investor in gold, you wouldn't be trying to get out of, you wouldn't be trying to get out of gold now if you believe we're going to get a lot higher prices. because that's the investment opportunity is going through the swings. Trading, on the other hand, is guess what? Trading on the other, burping all place, right? Trading on the other hand is trying to get in here on the swing and just trying to get up here before we get the drop. Beautiful. That's a trading opportunity. Why? Because that's the cash flow, right? I'm looking for those moves. So at the end of the year, guess what? I can make money, I can pay my bills, and I can do really well, right? So, and I can have that income coming through. I can have that income coming throughout the year. The investments, by the way, when it comes to gold, is like if the market does drop 5 or 10% in gold right now, you don't really care. Why? Because that's gonna be the natural rhythm as things continue for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? So I hope you can understand is that there's a difference between investing and trading. When I say that with my trading opportunity with gold recently, that's all it was. It was just a trade. I'm getting in. I'm using precise patterns, entry points, trade management, exit points. And then at the end of every year, guess what? Through those trades that I do, and I'm not looking at fundamentals, I'm keeping it really simple. Throughout the trades, that's when I make my income, right? So at the end of every year, I make my income. But then I have a portfolio where I'm buy and hold for many years and I don't care what happens on the short-term swings. Okay? Very, very, very important that we don't try and combine them together. The fundamental analysis has nothing to do with what's going on with short-term technical analysis, okay? So short-term technical analysis is so important. So anyway, that's the purpose of me saying that there, and the swings through here and the swings through here. Okay? So, but if we have a look at this weekly, this chart over here, from there to there, as you can see, what is that? That is what? That's a very big move up. So of course we're going to eventually, we never know where the top's going to be, right? We don't know when the bottom's going to be. We don't know when the top's going to be. But as this market starts to get into long in the tooth, it's been going up. Of course, this pullback here, or this drop in the markets we're getting right now on this daily chart here, guess what? It's just the natural rhythm of how markets work. Unfortunately, for people who are only been around the markets for a few years, the market's dropping because the market's manipulated, or something happening overseas, or the talking heads have got to come up with a reason why this is happening, right? So just try to keep it really simple. So this pullback, guess what? This drop in the market is expected. It was going to happen. Nothing goes straight up, right? And if you just look at the actual facts of look at the markets, look at this Dow Jones on the weekly chart, show me when it just goes straight up without getting any correction. It just doesn't happen, right? So and the reason why I'm telling you that, because I just want to neutralize your journey. If you're trying to capitalize on very big moves in the markets, very, 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 very big moves in the markets over many years, guess what? Right? The swings, right? The swings. So I hope that helps you out. So the purpose of me saying what I said at the start of this video, which is short-term pullback, yes, right? But the reason why I said that is because guess what? I do see, while this is the weekly chart on the Dow Jones, guess what? We've got this moving average coming straight up, haven't we? Moved straight up, very strong. So I do see a 5 to 10% type of correction coming out of it, and maybe even a 50% level, possibly even down to this level down here, right? Which is this level through here. So all this level through here, so that may be a good sort of down to the 38% retracement, also down to the 50% retracement, right? So here's the thing. Once I do see that, guess what? It's actually a correction. It's a pullback before I see another big leg to the upside. Why do I say that? Because the market's in an upward trend, right? If we have a look at this here, up, down, high, low, up, down, high, low, up, down, 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 down. Guess what? Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Hey, there we go. There's your drawing. Higher low, right? So again, let's remove the emotion from it. Like emotion and wars and bombings and this and that and the Fed and the inflation. No. What's the trend? Keep it really simple, right? We don't have to complicate it. What's the 4,000 indicators? Don't care. Do you notice that I'm utilizing one thing on the charts? So as this market's coming down, what's the trend still? The trend's still up, right? So one, we're expecting a pullback because why? We end up in an upward trend. We have higher lows, sideways, up, down, up. What do we have here? higher low, higher low, higher low. And it's very, very, very important to look at the weekly charts to get the true trend, right? To get the true trend what's happening here. So for those who are just seeing what I'm seeing right now, you're not freaking out about the drop saying the crash is going to start, blah, blah, blah. No, not yet. It may turn into that, but right now, not yet. We've just had a very big, strong breakout to all-time new highs, and now we're just getting a bit of a profit taking, a bit of a sell-off, a bit of a pullback in an overall bull market. Remember I said before, right? What is this here? Pullback, 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 shawam. Wait, wrong one. Shawam, bull, shawam, bull, shawam, bull, shawam, bull. Actually, guys, put in the comment section below shawam, bull. How do you even spell that? Shawam, bull. Where did that come from? No idea. I just made it up. But put in the comment section, shawam, bull. No idea what that even means. But anyway, shawam, bull, shawam, bull, shawam, bull. Pullback, 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 shawam, bull. So again, guys, put a shawam bull in the chat box below. So I'm trying to teach you guys that a lot of the times, and when I get to more of my story at the end of this video, a lot of the times we're focusing on the wrong things, right? Which is all this other stuff that we just keep it really simple. What's the trend, right? Okay, cool. The trend's up. Okay, so as this market's dropping down, trend's up. The market's going to probably drop down a little bit more, maybe over the next couple of weeks, and bam, right? Shawam bull, right? Shawam bull. Where the hell did that come from? Anyway, S&P 500. Let's look at the S&P 500. So what's happening with the S&P 500? Oh my goodness, John. The S&P 500 is coming down. Of course it's coming down. It's not a surprise. Of course this is going to start to happen eventually, right? Look at this here. Remember I said before, right? Pullback, 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 right? Shawamble, 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 right? Shawamble, shawamble, shawamble. Oh. Pullback, 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 pullback. I wonder what's coming after this drop, 5 to 10% drop, and everyone's going to be freaking out. Oh my goodness, the world's over. No, it's not, because guess what's coming? Shawamble. Right? Just a nice good 5 to 10% correction. It might last a month, might last a few weeks to a month or more, couple of months, right? And then Shawam Bull is coming, right? Keep an eye on Shawam Bull, right? Shawam Bull, right? Look at this here. What happens though? Low. Again, let's remove the emotion, right? Because the truth are in the what? The truth are in the market. It's not about me. Truth are in the markets. Low, Shawam Bull, higher low, Shawam Bull, higher low, Shawam Bull, higher low. Of course we're going to get a drop here. Look how big this move's been. No, John, the market's just going to keep going up forever because how do markets work? Right? No. John, you don't understand. The Fed did this and the Fed did that and the inflation number and that's why the market's dropping. It's like, you see what I'm saying here, guys, right? It's taken me 20 years of trading the markets to finally get to, not finally, I shouldn't say finally. I've been here for a while now, right? But it's taken me 20 years, guys, of trading the markets to really simplify the process. Like, guys, remember, the talking heads are the talking heads. They've got to come up with the reasons why the market's going to go down or why the market's going down. And isn't it interesting? Isn't it fascinating that we're in a downward phase right now and suddenly these bombings are happening right now as the market's been going up for quite some time and now these big bombings are happening right now. Hang on a minute. The market's been going tear to the upside for a lot of months. And now just as we're starting to top out and we're starting to come back down, bam, all these bad news comes out. The market dropped because of the market's going to drop anyway, right? Remember, the market doesn't give a, right? Guess what? Down, right? Higher low, right? Remember, these are higher lows here, okay? So let's just keep it really simple. This is the reason why, guys, look at the weekly charts. Keep an eye on the weekly charts. Because if we continue doing this here, up, look at this here. Even this big pullback here, guess what I was doing? Just a higher low before we go up. So this is the reason why, guys, I really like to keep an eye on the weekly charts, right? Why keep an eye on the weekly charts? Because as you can see here, guess what? Down, down, down. Yes, it's coming. We're probably going to have a bit more of a sell-off period. It may be exaggerated now with what's happening overseas. May not. Let's actually see what happens. But guess what? After this here, show and bull, aka slingshot move. All right, get ready for it. So, but for the next few months, we're probably going to get that drop. Why? Because it's how markets work, right? Let's keep it really simple here. But John, you don't understand. The 554-day moving average is doing this, and I'm looking at the 622-day average on the stochastics of the 54. What's the trend? Trend's up. What is this right now? It's just a pullback. So the trend's up. Okay. The end. Right? You see what I'm saying here, guys? This is the reason why I don't have a lot of confusion in the markets, because the markets are talking to us. The trend is your friend until the end. Right? The trend is your friend until the end. The market will start to give us signs that the end of the trend is happening. Look at this here. Higher low. Higher low. Higher low. Up, 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 up. Look at this here. Lower low, lower high. Why did we start the downward trend? Because guess what? The market starts to give us topping signs. Lower lows, lower highs, not higher lows anymore. And then we start to roll up. Oh, you don't understand, John. It's going to be all over. Not too fast. Right? See what I'm doing here, guys? Remove the fear. Remove the emotions. Look at it from a logical point of view of just how markets work. Really, really simple here, okay? Let's look at the Nasdaq here. Nasdaq, right? Look at the Nasdaq. Look at that beautiful trend line through there. What's happening in the Nasdaq? Oh my goodness. The Nasdaq's going to go down. I'm scared. Nasdaq's going to go down. May not even go down. It may just go sideways, right? Higher low, Shawam bull. Look at this here. Now, by the way, guys, this is a weekly chart, right? So this here is a couple of months with a sideways downward movement here. Oh, the market's going to go down. No, hang on a minute. Weekly charts, what's the main trend? This is so critical, guys, right? Because guess what? It takes the confusion out. Because guess what? This point through here, what's the daily chart doing? The daily chart's actually in a small downward trend. Let me actually do this here. This is where, guys, it gets so powerful, right? It's so powerful. Because once you understand this, you can state, again, weekly chart, what's the main trend? Because look at this back here. Right? Look at this back here. This point right here. Let's go. Let's sync you. There you go. There's a good grammatically correct for you, isn't it? That's syncy you. How do you even spell that? Put in syncy you in the comment section below. Syncy you. Right? Anyway, so let's have a look at syncy you. Look at this here. So if you were just focused on the daily charts here, and all you were focused on is this bit through here. Forget this trend line here, right? Forget that trend line. If all you were focused on was this bit through here, you're like, oh my goodness, John, it's going down. Lower highs. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How come it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where did that bull market come from? Oh, I'm so shocked. Where did it come from? Right, now I'm playing with you guys. I'm having a bit of fun with this, right? But where did it come from? You were expecting this to have the market, the buyers come in pretty soon. Why? Because all this was, and this is where guys focusing on weekly charts is so important, because it gives you a good understanding where we are in the big picture, so you can expect what's coming next, right? And you start to get these, all right? And so as you can see here, this was low, up, down, higher, low, up. This was just a drop here before what? Before we continued up. So this overall, when this was happening for a good, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 months of downward movement, you would know in the back of your mind, hang on a minute, this is just going down. This is slowly going down through here. This could be another what? Higher, low, and then away we go. And then you start to look at the daily charts, and then you start to get total reversal actions, which simply means, you start to get this sort of, false breakout patterns, which what I mean by this here, guys, is that pattern right there, right? Look at that beautiful false breakout pattern. So as soon as that started to happen through there, right? As you can see, it had a small little breakdown and then a slingshot move. Small little breakdown and then a slingshot move. So as this started happening all through here, here, and here, and breaking out, you'll be like, oh, here we go. Big bull market, downward trend. Now that weekly chart's starting to kick back in again. Aha! See what I mean there, guys? So that's what I see happening with that there, guys. And the same thing, and this is where guys really understanding where we are in the markets, right? So as we can see that, oh, my nose is itchy. Oh, my nose is itchy. Anyway, probably from that workout this morning, hey? Kicked my ass in the gym this morning. Tell you that. So look at this here. So up, 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 down, down, down. So we may just go sideways overall because that can happen, right? Or we may get a bit of a drop and then shawabam. What did I say before, guys? I don't remember what I said before. There you go. So let's have a look at gold here right now, guys. And as we can see, what's happening with gold? Gold is probably going to get a drop here soon. Why? You get the point, right? That's why, again, for trading opportunities, for me trading, guess what? I get in as the market is likely to start that move from a trading perspective. Get in, ride it for a month or two. Okay, guys, it looks like we're starting to top out now. It may or may not, but they've made a really nice profit. I'm going to collect my cookies so I can have the cash in my account, right? To go buy sushi or protein powders or pre-workout or boxing gloves or, you know, maybe go go-karting with it, right? You get what I'm trying to say there, right? Collect the cookies. Who cares what happens after this? This continues up. I don't care, right? So I hope you can see that's the differences there. So right now, big move up. I understand this. I understand this process. So we're probably due for some sort of good correction anyway out of gold because I've had such a big move. I've capitalized myself. I'll capitalize on such a big move from there. Is that it? Anyway, so that's what I see happening through there, guys. And the same for silver as well too, right? Look at silver. Big move up. And the same for silver as well too. If you have a look at silver overall, guess what silver's done? All silver has done, let's bring up the daily charts here. Silver's actually had a very big move to the upside, as you can see. So to me, all silver's likely to do is what? Maybe a little bit of a pullback and then get ready for, I believe the next move out of silver is going to be the big one, right? Because then we're going to start to break above these highs here. So the next silver move is the big one. Maybe I should title that of the video, hey? I'm trying to think about titles as I'm doing this update for you guys. So let's go have a look at, say, the bond market, right? The bond market, say things such as TMF. So the big key areas I'm really watching for on TMF, here's the thing. The really big keys for me that I'm watching, I notice we still are in a very big downward trend through here, lower high through here, and we're coming down through here on the weekly charts. But if there is going to be some sort of reversal out of this TMF market, which means interest rates are going to start to go down, TMF start to go up, the big key level I'm looking for out of this level here, guys, is I am looking for this point right here. So we've been going down. So let's see if I can, let me draw this here. So we've been going down a lot through here, all right? So I know that that's that level through there. Is this going to be some sort of turning point in rate? Down, TMF up. If it is, then we're going to start to get, let's clone you, right? Then we're going to start to get what? We're going to start to get a breaking above here, right? We're going to start to get what? False breakout patterns, right? Remember I said before on the Nasdaq, what did we get? What did we get before then actually continuing this upward trend? And in TMF example, it'll be like now starting that upward trend, which is being reversed, interest rates down, TMF, TLT up, right? Is what? See how this actually happens sometimes? We get a drop down below the lows first, then we start to get that. If we get something like this pattern, which is also what? A V bottom with a false breakout, traders, do you see what I just did there in front of you guys? You see what I'm doing here? See what I'm doing here? I'm telling you right now, guys, there is so much power in the chart itself because the charts are the most important thing, right? Not the indicators. Oversold, overbought, who cares? Right? Divergence, who cares? Right? See what I'm doing here, guys? When you start to read these patterns, weekly chart, big picture, daily charts, short-term picture. Okay, daily chart, weekly charts in a very big upward trend. I've been going slowly down now for the last couple of months. Okay, this actually could be just having a bit of a pullback on the weekly chart before we kick in, before we start have another big move to the upside, right? My voice is going, guys. Give me a hell yeah if you're enjoying this, guys. Oh, greens, baby, greens. All right, so I hope you can see what I mean there. So if we go back to TMF here, look. So if this is going to be the shifting point, shifting point. if this is going to be the, what was that word I used? Shoaib Bam bull? I don't know. I don't even know what I said before. Anyway, put in the comment section below. What did I say before? So we can see here that, guess what? What happens? See, what happens if we get something like this? Haha. Shoaib bull. Shoaib bull. Is that what I said? Shoaib bull? I think it just came back to me. Anyway, I'm probably going to forget in the next 30 seconds anyway. So what happens if we get that? Oh, false breakout. So, okay, so we get the low. Because if it's a true breakout, guess what? We're probably going to continue down. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be a false breakout. No one knows, right? But if, quotation, if, right? Some people think, oh, John said that TMF's going to turn around. It's going to be false. Like, no one knows, right? That's why we wait for confirmation. But if we start to get the false breakout / V bottom pattern, that looks really similar to what Nasdaq did. Oh, I wonder what that means. Oh, interesting. This actually could be a significant low and a significant high low on that weekly chart. And then we start to get this to the upside. Now, what would be the flip of that? The flip of that would be what? Let me just bring up the 10-year here, right? The 10-year or the 30-year? Same, but different, right? What would be the flip of that? The flip of that. There you go. What's the flip of that? I'm having a whole bunch of fun today. I don't know, guys. Get ready for a good week, actually. Get ready for a good week. So what would be the flip of that? The flip of that would be what? Now we had this nice breakout to the upside above this level all through here. What would that? Well, so that would mean we'd start to get rates doing something like that. If that happened, then this is going to be overall swing to the downside. Why? Let's go look at the weekly chart. What is the weekly chart doing? Forget the moving average. What's the trend? Right? All I'm talking about now, guys, is trend analysis. Right? And this is where, guys, just trend analysis and understanding higher time frame, like weekly chart trends. Oh my goodness. You start like, where are we right now? We had a very big move. We're probably likely to get a drop. So on the daily chart, we start to get a drop. Okay, this was expected. We've been going for a drop now for a month or two, but we're still in a very big, strong bull market on the weekly chart. So the buyers may be coming in soon. Right? See? So what does this mean here? Is that if this is going to be what? A significant lower high, guess what's going to happen? We're going to start to do what? We're going to start to get a breaking of this here is going to be what? This here is going to be a false breakout. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be. Who knows? Rates could keep going up. But if we are looking for that TMF trade to the upside, now we can see, false breakout. Okay, potential. Not there yet. If we do get something like this week and next week and the week after, guess what's happening now? Something's changing. And then you're probably going to get the 10-year at least come back down towards these 3.4% interest rates. See what I'm saying through there, guys? So anyway, traders, I hope that helps you out. That is the end of the technical analysis side of things, guys. As you can see, guys, on a serious note, I try to have fun with these videos as well too, guys. But as you can see, guys, that I just went through almost half an hour of walking you through strategies, processes, thinkings, and the way these markets work just from the chart itself and looking at trend analysis, because there's so much power and clarity that comes with understanding just foundations of how markets work, right? But then also letting the market tell you what's happening right now. For example, the bond market, right? Or the TMF and the interest rates. Is that going to be false breakouts on those markets there? Let the market do the talking first there, right? So there we go, guys. That's the end of the technical analysis update here. If that's what you came for, then that's the end of it right now. One thing I do want to do right now, guys, is I want to walk you through a bit of a story, as I promised you, that if you're struggling with your trading right now, I want to share a story with you that if you seriously do really want to become good at trading these markets and you're struggling, then I want to share my story, and hopefully I want to share something with you that really, really helps you out, okay? You see, guys, one thing I realized early on, in my first, say, 5 years worth of trading, I was absolutely horrible, right? Absolutely horrible. I was trying all these different indicators and different patterns and stochastics and RSIs and MACDs and trying all these different things, right? And you'll be able to see that first thing in the description there, guys. I got that free trading course. The free trading course, I actually walk you through the biggest mistakes that I've actually made and how to overcome them. And that's obviously comes from my trading there, right? So I tried so many different things, and I was trying to see, I'm like, oh man, I'm just butting my head right now. What's going on? I'm trying all these indicators. I'm trying these different indicators and these moving averages and and nothing seems to be working. And once I realized that I'd be spending all my time focusing on the indicators and not focusing on the stuff that I'll be teaching you today, I realized that my progress wasn't getting better each year. I wasn't getting better and better and better and better each year. I was flatline. Why? Because I was focusing on the wrong thing. This is where, guys, like, the truth are in the charts, right? We trade the charts. The indicators are derivative of the thing. And so once I started learning really good, simple, but powerful techniques that I teach you on this channel, you start to realize that, you start to get a good understanding of why systems are successful, why traders are successful, so on and so forth. So I was, I actually initially started doing really well. Long story short, I borrowed money from a guy, and I actually borrowed $200,000 from him. This is way back when I first started. Again, I've been trading the markets for 20 years now. But when I first started, I borrowed $200,000 from this guy, personally guaranteed him $50,000 back, right? So think about that. I did that, and the reason why I did that, because I spent about 6 months prior to that. Oh man, this is easy. I'm trading a bull market. Everything I buy goes up. I am the king. No, you're not. You're bloody king shit. Because guess what? It never really happens. And what is probably happening right now to people right now, right? You get a bit of a sweet, humble pie, right? And I got lucky there, right? I turned like a 5,000 account into like over 60,000 in a matter of like 6 months. I was the man, right? Not really having a good strategy. I'm like, market's going down. I'm just going to buy the dip, right? I'm using my indicators. Oh, look at the stochastic. It's overbought. Let's go buy it, right? And so guess what? You do that type of a strategy in a bear market, you're going to get crushed. That's why rule number 1 is what? What's the trend? And especially, what's the weekly trend? If you trade the daily charts, I mean, you're looking to get in on the daily charts and hold it for a week or two, like I do, because that's the type of trades I like to do. Like, for example, gold. You can see I was in gold for a month and a half. I like to do that. I like to get in on the daily charts. That's my entry signal from the daily charts. And I like to hold it for a few weeks. And in some cases, I get a home run trade like gold where I'm in it for a month and a half because it's actually making me profits, right? So that's the reason why gold was actually my longest trade I've actually had in a long time, guys. I'm not normally, even a long-term trade for me is about a month, about 4 weeks. So there's about 6 weeks in total that I was actually in that gold trade. So the whole thing about what I'm just saying there is that I then, and essentially, and cut a long story short, I end up losing all the money, right? Losing all my money, losing his money. And so therefore I became $250,000 in debt. And this guy was threatened to send me bankrupt. Now, thankfully he didn't. But what ended up happening was through this whole process, I was like, man, what is going on here? Now think about this, guys, right? Think about this. If you had $250,000 in debt, you have to pay that back. You're really about close to $500,000 in debt. Because you think about that, right? You got to make about $500,000, pay your taxes, and then what's left, you pay the debt. So it wasn't $250,000 in debt. It was almost $500,000, right? Or $500,000. Once I pay my taxes on the income, then pay that, then I'm square. So I'm actually about 500 grand in the hole at this point in time. Oh man, are you serious now? Come on now. And trust me, now that was a bit of a sweet humble pie. When I started realizing that, I'm paying this guy back, but I'm paying this guy back with after-tax money. They take the tax out first. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Oh, right. So then what ended up happening, I actually moved in with my mother and father-in-law. And again, guys, this is my first, 5 years. Again, that first link in the description there, guys, you'll be able to see my actual trading system there in that free course there. And this is stuff that I'm really, I really am coaching when I'm coaching my clients, guys. I'm coming from a story. I'm coming from the background of this story, like what I'm teaching here right now. right? And that's that second link in the description if you want to apply for the coaching. But the whole thing about that is that when I moved in with my father-in-law, put it this way, when I moved in with my mother and father-in-law, we were in a spare bedroom, mattress on the floor. That's what we slept in. 6 months prior to this, I just married their daughter. What? Ego. Oh, easy. And that's what's happening in the markets right now, right? That's what's happening in the markets right now. What is happening in the markets right now? It's becoming what? Really easy, isn't it? Right? Especially if you watched my video probably a couple of weeks ago where I said this guy was like, oh man, I've made $20,000, $30,000 from these markets and, you know, and I don't need your help and I've been trading the markets for 3 months now and I'm doing it. This trading's easy, right? We get a bit of a sweet humble pie, don't we? That's why I'm really happy with my gold trade. Gold was a phenomenal profit for me, but I needed that weekend, right, to bring myself down, stay humble, because guess what? When you're not humble, yeah, I made an incredible profit on because I had a futures position and an option position on my gold trade for the last 6 weeks. But I do know that you know yourself, right? You may make multiple six figures on a trade, but you do something silly, you could lose that and a lot more really, really quickly, right? So you got to bring it down, be humble, don't increase your risk, just be smart, get back to being a good trader, look for good trading opportunities. Anyway, so 6 months prior to this, I was the king, married his daughter, so on and so forth. And then 6 months later, here I am asking for help because I'm just about to lose everything at the time. I then asked my father-in-law for $5,000 to borrow money from him because I'm just like, oh man, I need to get some money back. I need to get some money in my account because I need to. This is a big mistake, by the way. I need to get some money so I can actually start the trade, so I can start making some money. And so I borrowed $5,000 from my father-in-law, and I'm not joking. I live in Australia, so I actually stayed up all night trading the US futures markets, the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow, and the Russell, right? Also the Euro Stoxx 50 in the afternoon, our time. So they were the main markets that I was trading, and I was trading like smaller time frames, 1 minute charts, all the way down to I think like a 37 or a 44 tick chart. Now, if you don't know what a tick chart is, it's below a 1 minute chart. You know, 1 minute, right? Every 1 minute, a new candle prints, new candle starts every 1 minute. What a tick chart is, it's a transaction chart. So that means one transaction could be what? 50 contracts. The next transaction could be 2 contracts. The next transaction could be 15 contracts. As soon as there is whatever the number is, call it 37. As soon as there are 37 transactions going through the markets, that candle closes and the new candle starts. 37 transactions later, so on and so forth, right? That's not the secret sauce, by the way, guys. Otherwise, I'll be trading that there, right? And so that's the way that I was trading. And I'm not joking. And I was trading all night. And I was just trying to look for any sort of thing that could make some sort of a profit, right? Oh, this could make a profit. This could make, you know what I mean? And I was trying to trade all these different things. And I end up blowing 50% of my father-in-law's money in one night. And I remember I stayed up all night. I remember this very, very, very clearly. I remember going to bed and my wife was getting up at the time to go to work because she actually went back to work. She actually stopped working because of me, but then she had to go back to work because of me. And I went to bed and I just cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. I'm just like, oh man, I want this so bad. I just want this so bad. I really, really want this. And I remember I just lay down in bed. The sun's coming up because I've been up all night, trading all these hours. And here I'm thinking, man, I've just spent the last 5 or so years learning this sort of stuff, doing all these courses, doing these programs. And I'm just seem to not getting ahead. In fact, I'm actually going backwards every year. And I just sat there crying and crying and crying in bed. And then I cried myself to sleep. Because here I was with almost $500,000 in debt now, including what I had to make to actually to get on top, to get above break even. And now here I am losing my father-in-law's money, 50% of it overnight. I'm just like, man, I really want this so bad. And I realized at that point in time that I'm doing something wrong here. The way that I'm thinking about these markets, the way that I'm actually approaching the markets, the way that I'm trading these markets, it's all wrong. There's something completely wrong. And back in those days, guys, as you know, that I was also trading the Aussie market at that time as well too. So the Australian market, and back in on the futures markets, you obviously trade online, right? But if you wanted to do an option trade you want to do an option trade, especially here in Australia, you'd have to call the broker. And so you call the broker, and I actually became really, really good friends with my broker, probably because he made so much money for me because I was trading so many contracts. And anyway, so long story short, I end up getting access to 2 millionaire traders, 2 guys that make 7 figures a year. Throughout that period of time. And I found one guy who completely changed the way that I looked at things, completely changed the way that I was thinking about my trading, the way that I was approaching my trading, and the way that I was even doing things. And like the way that I teach you guys now, that my system now is come directly from this one particular person who right now is still my mentor, still my coach. I still see him to this day. Now, I don't go to see him for strategies. It's not the strategies. It's more to make sure that I'm keeping myself in check and not letting my ego get involved and so on and so forth. So more for mindset type of training, right? And I remember going to him and I started seeing the way that he was trading. And he was using only maybe a couple of different moving averages, but he was really walking me through the stuff that I teach you in this video here, right? About the trend analysis and the power of this. And I wasn't focused on this at all. I spent all this time focusing on the reason why I wasn't getting ahead, because when I was focusing on the wrong things, I was focusing on indicators the whole time, not what the market was telling me. I trade the market, I trade the price action. So if we learn how to read the price action, we can get a better understanding of what it's saying to me. We can also get a better understanding of what's likely to come. AKA, the Dow Jones has been on an incredible move for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So therefore, we're going to eventually get to a point where we may have a month or two of a pullback, a drop. We just can see that coming, right? But I wasn't focusing on that. I was focused on what's the MACD doing, and then the RSI and the stochastics, and then looking at the Bollinger Bands, and we have the Kelter channels. So I was focusing on one thing, right? Because one thing I realized is that the reason why I wasn't getting anywhere year after year after year, because I was focusing on the wrong thing. So then I started focusing on the right thing. I started removing all my indicators and started to realize that the reason why my mentor is a 7-figure mentor. Now put it this way, a bad year for my mentor is a few $1 million. A good year is a $10 million profit. He's a private trader. And he lives here in Australia, and he's an incredible trader. He's not out in the public. No one knows him. I can't say his name. I've just been very, very fortunate. He used to do a lot of teaching back 10 plus years ago, when I first started getting access to him. I think it was around 2007 or 8 when I first started getting access to this guy. But I really started to learn like the most important things to understanding these markets more. And looking for good opportunities when it comes to trading, because the trading decisions are based off how markets work. Therefore, it's foundational. It never changes, right? If you're ever part of a program, they say, oh, the market's changed, so we've got to come up with a new strategy. What a load of crap. What a load of bullshit. No, markets never change. They just go through different cycles, right? So my system never changes. The way that I trade never changes. And so that was the first thing. The first thing I realized was that I was focusing so much on the wrong things. So if I wanted to keep getting better year after year after year, right, keep getting more progress, instead of going backwards, I have to be focusing on the foundations of these markets and how they work and get better at that, instead of looking at how do I put together with the MACD and the stochastic and the RSI, and you get the point, right? The Williams %R and oh my goodness, right? That's the reason why guys like you saw me with my gold trade, right? What do they use to get into gold and capture an incredible move in gold? One moving average. That's it. And I'm trying to share that with you. And the second thing I started to realize, that my thinking about trading was completely wrong. I was trading the markets in a way where I'm treating it like a job. Meaning I'm turning up today to look at the markets, and I need to place a trade today because I'm a trader. I'm here to make money today. So therefore, I need to place a trade today so I can make money. Because if I go to a job and I work today, I can roughly know in the back of my mind how much money I've made today, how much money I made this week, how much money I make this year, how much money, right? So when I actually was going into the market with the job mentality, I'm looking at the markets today and I need to place a trade, because if I want to make $100,000 a year, that's $8,000 a month, that's $2,000 a week. I need to make $2,000 this week if I want to get my $100,000. So I'm looking for a trade. I'm looking to make money. I'm looking to make money. And because I was focusing with that, one, I wasn't focusing on a really good foundation of how markets work. I was focusing on the wrong thing. And secondly, my thinking about my trading was completely wrong. I was focusing on all these. I was focusing on, trying to have a job mentality, right? And I realized that successful trading is not like that, right? Why? Because you have a system, right? I have a system, and then the system might produce some. You're going to have weeks and months where it's going to be active, right? You're going to have some really nice quality trades, and you're going to make some good profits. But there's also going to be some weeks and some months where it's very quiet. There might not be many trades that week or that month, right? But that's how trading works. And see what I'm doing here? Every time I was going to the market, I wasn't focusing on looking for a good trade that met my system rules. I was just looking for anything that I thought was going to make money. And that was a big thing for me, right? This was a big thing for me, because professional trading, that I realized the reason why my mentor made 7 figures is because he only focuses on good trading setups. He's not trading to make money. He's trading because it's a good setup. Therefore, he makes money. And a good setup is his rules. It's the same pattern. It's the same set of rules every day. It's not, this is the set of rules I'm using today, and then tomorrow, a new set of rules, a new set of rules, a new set of rules. I'm trading a flag today. I'm trading a double top today. I'm trading the breakout today. I'm trading divergence today. You see what I'm saying? You're like, no. No. Keep it really simple. One powerful, solid system. And when a trade appears in the markets that meets all those rules, that's a good trade. That's a good trade. Right? And then because my mentor was telling me that, John, because I only focus on those things, because I'm focusing on my good quality setups that meet my rules, I make a lot of money. But most people go to the markets because they just want to make money, right? Now, of course, we trade the market to make money, right? But if your whole purpose is just to go to the markets to make some money this week because you need to pay your bills, guess what? You're looking for just any ordinary thing that looks like it's going to make money. And the flip side to that is professionals, top traders, people that do 7 figures a year, the big dogs of the private trading world. Guess what? I realized that they have a system and they're very disciplined at sticking that system. So they're happy not taking a trade for a week. They're happy not taking a trade for a whole month, because they do know when a really good trade comes around that meets their rules, they're likely to make a really, really nice profit. And like, for example, if you actually look at my personal trading, through the entire March, I only took one trade, and that was gold. But what did gold do? For 6 weeks, I had an incredible move on my futures position and a multiple 100% return on my investment or my trade through my options. So I had an incredible trade, but it was just one trade. Now, guess what? I'm now out of gold. Now I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines, right? And someone said that I'm now going to the bond market. No. I'm in cash, right? Why am I in cash? Because now I'm looking for the next opportunity from here. And so I really hope, guys, if you are really struggling with your trading right now, you may be focusing on those two things, right? You may be focusing on too many indicators and not for getting good at reading the markets. Again, guys, that free trading course, that link in the description there, first one there. I think it's video number 3, 4, and 5. I actually teach you my trading system, right? I teach you that. So I teach you my trading system, but also I teach you the things about how to read the markets there, right? And now if you do really need some help and you'd like to get my guidance, and we're talking about like strategies and the guidance and see me trade live every day and so on and so forth, that second link in the description, guys, you can fill out the application form and I'll personally call you to see if you're a good fit from there. But I really wanted to share this story with you because if you are focusing on just indicators, it's actually the wrong thing, right? To keep getting better. And secondly, if you are just focusing on any ordinary thing, this is the hardest thing about trading, right? It's the discipline to sticking to just your set of rules and your setup, your pattern, but also having the patience, right? And that's always the hardest thing from there when it comes to patience. And what ended up happening, guys, it was literally within a year or so, I ended up paying all this guy back from the debt, from the money that I lost, you know, and then I eventually went and I did really well, and then I eventually went to 6 figures and 7 figures and beyond there, right? You know, and I'm trying to share this with you guys that if you're there, you're actually not that far away, but there's 2 big things. One, you're focusing on the wrong things, so therefore you're not getting better each month. And secondly, the way you're thinking about your trading, I need to be trading a lot. I need to be trading every single thing just to make some money today because that's what I'm here to do. That thinking mentality, the way you're thinking about your trading is completely wrong. And again, it's 20 years now, guys, looking back, the biggest reasons why I'm still around today after 20 years and trading really well is because of these big things that I've actually learned here. So anyway, traders, I hope this helps you out. There's a story about what I've gone through, and I'll speak to you guys real soon.